What's up guys, I'm back with another recommendation video. Whether you're still a newbie or a veteran who's already watched over 9,000 anime, you should still be able to take something away from today's video. It is about the unusual main characters who just have their influence on the entire school for one reason or another. Also, the anime are arranged randomly, so it's up to you to decide which one of them is superior and which one isn't. There aren't any apparent spoilers, so feel free to watch the video until the end. Well then, let's begin. The first one on our list is Tonari no Kaibutsu-kun. The main character Yoshida Haru of this anime is more or less a sociopath. He just doesn't know how to interact with other students like a normal person. And on the other hand, all the students ever do is keep their distance from him. They make it look like as if Yoshida is the bad guy. As things continue to go on, Yoshida starts getting into fights, stops coming to school, and just gives up on understanding other humans at all. Then we have the girl that decides to sit next to Yoshida, Shizuku Mizutani. She isn't all that different from Yoshida. She's someone who could always care less about her classmates. I mean, all she really cares about is her grades. As you can expect, both Yoshida and Shizuku start getting along. This is a decent anime with a setting that just isn't all about fun and games. So if you're into that sort of anime, definitely give this one a shot. Kishuku Gakko no Juliet. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, everybody loves blonde-haired anime girls. They're like the perfect waifu material. And in this anime, there is one such blonde girl. Her name is Juliet, and there's a Romeo too. Both of them are head over heels for each other. I mean, what can you expect when you just look at their names, really? But there are some boundaries that can sometimes prove too difficult to cross. These boundaries can be anything, but in this case, it's the dorm members. Yes, dorm is probably the right word here. You see, I don't want to make the actual plot too obvious for those who haven't seen the anime yet. I mean, they might end up predicting the entire anime just because of one little plot reveal. So, will Romeo and Juliet be able to keep their unrequited loves to themselves, or will they have to come to terms with the fact that they cannot? Whatever the case, Juliet is and will always be some wholesome waifu material. That fact alone is enough to give this one a shot. Midori no Hibi. In the Sakura Daemon High School, everyone knows the name Seiji Sawamura. People call him the Mad Dog because of his ridiculously strong right fist. Many students consider him a threat, and that's why he gives up on getting a girlfriend after getting rejected 20 times. I guess he'll just have to make do with his right hand, as there's no chance of him getting a girlfriend anytime soon. But then, when he wakes up the next morning, his right hand is somehow transformed into a cute little lolly. Her name is Midori Kasugano, and she proclaims to have had a crush on Seiji for the last 3 years. Just right when this guy had finally come to terms with the fact that his right hand would be his only girlfriend, it then transformed into an actual girl, and a lolly at that. I mean, this is wrong in so many different ways, I don't know if I should call the hospital or the FBI. Ichiban Ushiro no Daimao. Now imagine for a second that you're thinking about changing the world for good, but then something happens and you realize that you're destined to become a demon king. Surely you'd hesitate for a second, like, why the hell do I have to be the Demon King? But then you realize that Demon Kings are supposed to have harems comprised of some of the most beautiful girls. And when you compare the harem you'll be getting as opposed to saving the world, I mean, it's a no-brainer at that point. That's more or less what this anime is about. Obviously, I didn't tell you exactly what the anime is about because that would be too much spoilers, but let's just move on to the next one. Beelzebub. I'm sure all of you have already watched or at least heard about the masterpiece called Gintama. Well, this anime isn't as good as Gintama, but the comedy does sort of give you similar vibes. Not to mention, this one has a school setting. However, it's more like a hanging out spot for delinquents than a school. Among the students, there's a first year named Oga Tatsumi, who is considered to be the most formidable student of Ishiyama High. Everybody knows that things won't go well if they were to go up in a fight against him. One day, a man appears to be floating in a river. He splits open and a green-haired baby comes out who immediately gets attached to Oga. The little kid is the son of the Demon Lord, and now it's up to Oga to take care of the kid so that the Demon Lord doesn't get angry and in turn destroy the earth. What I like about this anime is that there's some actually genuinely good characters, kind of similar to Gintama. That's why if you've watched Gintama, then give this one a shot as well. And if you haven't watched Gintama, then what have you been doing this whole time really? I mean, take a deep look at yourself and figure it out. Thank you. Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukanai. So first things first, this one is kind of sad. There's a club called the Neighbors Club where you can actually make friends. It's for those boys and girls who suck at their social lives. The protagonist is someone who transferred to the school and he wasn't able to make any friends during the first month. Mostly because he has a little weird hairstyle, which makes people think that he's a violent delinquent, and thus other students want to keep their distance from him. You can probably guess what happens next. The main character joins the Neighbors Club and slowly but surely it starts to change his life's romantic comedy. My advice that even if you're someone who only watches anime in dub, just don't watch this one in dub. Watch it in sub or else you'll be missing out on some of the cute, weird voices. And I mean, really, the English dub on this one is just kind of poorly done. Ladies versus butlers. Just like many other characters, Hino Akiharu lost his parents when he was young and got adopted by his uncle's family. Later, he decides to attend a free boarding school as a butler. The majority of the students there are girls, and they tend to get frightened by his delinquent boy-like appearance. He doesn't get along with the girls, but then he meets someone from the past, and things finally start to kick in. Now, before you decide to watch this anime, beware that you would only like this one if you're into harem and ridiculously hilarious ecchi scenes, okay? So now that you have that, if that's you, go watch it. Yamada-kun 27 Nin no Majo. What if you had a superpower that activates when you kiss some specific girls? The main character of this anime, named Yamada Ryu, suddenly gets this power which is more like a free pass for kissing girls. What happens is that whenever he kisses these girls, who are supposed to be witches, a certain supernatural event takes place, like body swapping or falling in love or something like that. So basically, this anime is about a delinquent guy who wanted to live a productive life but was never able to. Then a few things happen, and now he's on a quest to kiss all these 7 witches. The plot seems interesting and the anime lives up to the plot. There aren't many ecchi scenes, which makes the kiss scene stand out even more. And then of course there's the student council president, and I'm telling you, he's one hilarious dude. Toradora. Raised by a single mom, Ryuji Takasu is a clean freak who takes care of the house and does the chores. He is a kind and diligent student, but his personality doesn't align with his looks. He has an intimidating face that he inherited from his father. He hates his father because he just left when his mom became pregnant and then never got in touch again. On the other hand is Aisaka Taiga, a girl that can be confused with a cute little lolly, but she is not. She's a violent dictator who even gained the title Palm Top Tiger. One day, both of them cross paths and in turn learn a thing or two about each other. After that, things start to change as both of them start getting closer and closer. If you are still watching this video, then this anime is for you, but because it's one of the most popular romance anime, there's a high chance that you've already watched it. So let's just move on to the next one. Akanairo ni Somaru Saka. Yuhi Katagiri is the daughter of the prestigious Katagiri family. That's why it's rare to see her without some sort of supervision or escort. One day, she ends up walking home from school all by herself. On the way, a group of boys corner her and then start harassing her. Just then, the main character Junichi Nagase pops up to rescue the young lady. One of the guys immediately recognizes that he is the infamous Gino killer, and just like that, they piss their pants and run away. That's all I'm going to tell you on this one. If you do decide to watch this anime, then I'd say it would be best to watch it without knowing what happens next. There's some predictable plot twists, but let's see if you can really predict them yourself. Overall, this one only has 12 episodes, so it's not going to hurt you too bad to give this one a shot. There you go, guys. I do hope that you found at least 1 or 2 anime from this video that you hadn't seen before. Still, one should never underestimate an otaku, so if you have watched all the anime that I mentioned in this video, then just sit tight and wait. We'll be coming back with a few more similar videos. Before you leave, be sure to like and comment. If you're new to the channel, subscribing doesn't cost you anything, so why not hit that button? As always, I appreciate the love and support of all you guys. Remember that this is the best time to watch as many anime as you want. That's why I'm going to keep coming up with more and more recommendation videos. Until then, guys, I'll see you on the next video.